This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
You might not be able to tell, Tom. I am sick as a dog.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, you might not be able to tell, but we're not recording in the same room this week.
Well, that too. I mean, you would be able to tell that.
Yeah.
We're looking at each other on a futuristic video screen.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe I'm high on PCP, and I don't know do people still do PCP? You don't hear about it a lot anymore.
I think so. I don't hear about people doing drugs at all.
No, but I'm saying
nowadays.
even like in TV shows and movies and stuff.
PCP?
Yeah.
I think it's probably been replaced with
Angel
cooler,
dust.
newer drugs. No, I feel like Angel.
No,
is
that
Angel dust
Angel
PCP?
dust is PCP.
See, everybody used to laugh at me in high school, for not knowing,
For not doing PCP
know
with
that-
everybody else?
Well, no, I didn't know that LSD and acid were the same thing.
Uh-huh.
And somebody
And
when we were,
everybody used
15,
to laugh at you.
Yeah, a bunch of other 15-year-olds laughed at me and was like, "You guys,
Yeah.
you don't
You guys
where did you
dropping
hear about
acid
this?"
a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I feel like PCP, because PCP was always one of those drugs where they always really tried to scare us about PCP.
Yeah, but I don't know what to believe because they raised so many red flags about everything.
Yeah.
They're I know they tell you marijuana is God's herb, but one toke of the marijuana will cause you to jump out of a window.
No, but that was
right?
PCP. That's what was it? Helen Hunt jumped out the window in that
Helen
old movie
Hunt.
we had to watch.
Yeah. But my thing is, I don't know. It's probably if I had to guess, PCP is as harmless as marijuana.
Wow. Well, there's only one way to find out.
I'll go on record saying that. Hey, I'll tour our nation's elementary schools giving a presentation about
I
it.
kind of got the impression that PCP was a very synthetic drug, and that they've made much better synthetic drugs since. I mean, they've made worse ones too, but I don't know. There's no way to know, Tim. But you said you're sick today.
Yeah. I was planning on not doing this recording on video.
Oh.
I was going to make it audio only. I was going to lie down in a bed and see if you noticed.
I definitely would have noticed. I can't imagine you would have lied down in a bed when you're not feeling well and not have fallen asleep within 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Well, then that's the challenge, man. How do you keep me awake?
Well, I don't want
do
that.
this
It's
thing I'm
hard enough to
obligated to
do this. I don't need to also try and keep you awake.
Look, then you're going to be at your most engaging.
Uh-huh.
You will elevate my game.
Yeah. No, I'll just be going, hey, whoa, hey. Trying to, but maybe that would be an improvement.
People love it. People love hearing stuff like that. A guy going like that on an audio program.
Right now, somebody's taking.
Hey, hoo ha.
Right now, somebody's taking off their headphone, turning to their significant other. No, come here, listen. They're on fire right now. So you feel sick. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was up all night. I wasn't up all night, but I was coughing a lot.
Uh-huh. Why'd you lie about being up all night?
Well, I wasn't up all night. I was up for a little while.
You thought it'd be a fun thing to say?
I was up coughing, and then my wife jostled me because I was half awake, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, thank you." And then she jostled me again, and
stop jostling me.
She's it became clear she was trying to get me to leave and sleep somewhere else.
Yeah, you feeling okay? Because the noises you're making are very annoying.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, thank you. Yes, I am feeling okay. I mean, I'm sick, but I'll make it. Just, all right.
Yeah, I'm just laying.
And so I had to.
Just a lot of coughs. That's all.
It was 1 a.m, and then I was like, I guess I'll go down to the basement. And she's like, yeah. That sounds like a good idea. And then
if
was gathering my stuff for me. Yeah.
Tim, you're in Massachusetts, your wife's home state. You're staying. I know this because there's a poster of Larry Bird behind you over your shoulder.
Yeah, this is true.
That sounds like something I would make up, but there is a poster of Larry Bird right behind Tim. Placed in such a way that it almost seems like a set decorator was like how can we make it obvious?
How are we gonna signal that we're outside of Boston right now?
But I feel like every time you see you're there, it's the holiday season, Thanksgiving, you're there for that, I assume.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time you go stay with your wife's parents, inevitably you wind up in the basement.
That's very true.
You inevitably somebody finds a way to sequester you to the basement away from everyone else.
Well, last time, Tom, it was the dastardly
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
SARS COVID-19.
Yeah.
The novel coronavirus.
But now it's evolved to, even a sniffle. Get in the basement.
Yeah. Tom, I got to tell you, I don't hate the setup.
Yeah.
I got some privacy down here. I got my own place.
Yeah.
Hey, how many people can say that?
A Larry Bird poster over your shoulder. And I imagine your wife's parents come down at one point like, oh, it stinks down here. What are you doing? What are you farting down here?
They don't do that. And I don't do that.
They don't do that. They're too nice. I do that. It smells like farts and BO down here.
No, I shower when I'm here, Tom. I shower more than normal.
I shower so much it makes everyone uncomfortable.
Disappear for hours at a time.
What happened to the hot water? Tim, I also had a rough night last night.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
I had my dog Ginger was just like she hadn't been feeling good for a couple of days. I think I gave her too much turkey on Thanksgiving.
You shouldn't give dogs turkey.
Dogs love turkey.
Yeah, you should give it to them.
Yeah. Well,
dogs love chocolate too, Tom. Don't give her chocolate.
Dogs do. It was funny actually because Laura's dad was like, "Does Ginger eat turkey?" I was like, "Yeah, she eat turkey." He's like, "What about dark meat? Will she eat dark meat?" I'm like, she'll eat a turkey bone out of the gutter. Like, yeah, no, she's
not discerning. Yeah,
not at all.
Look, I love Ginger. She's a lovely dog, but she's not. She doesn't have high class taste.
Well, it's like, would you like to see what her turkey dinner looks like, and see if maybe you'd like a taste of that? Because I can assure you that the dark meat in this delicious, perfectly cooked turkey is about 1,000 times better. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it was that. She might have eaten something else. It might have just been all the traveling. Her tummy's been upset. And I had to take her out like a million times last night. I had to keep putting my pants back on, which I don't like at night. I like to...
Just leave them on, Tom. Sleep in your pants.
Well, eventually I did.
If you sleep in your clothes, you're ready to go in the morning.
Well, that was like eventually what happened. And then finally thought she was like, all right. And, I'd given her rice earlier in the day to eat because usually that helps.
Yeah.
And cooked rice.
Dogs eating rice. What's next?
Wow, must be nice. Wish I could have rice. But
it's cooked rice.
Yeah, it's cooked rice.
So it's not like put some rice in there like a phone that'll dry her out.
I mean, I think kind of, but
yeah, but like you can't give a dog raw rice to dry out the insides.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's frowned upon. It would probably be a little bit more effective.
It would cause more problems than it would solve, I think. But anyway, after a night, and she was upset. She couldn't get comfortable, so it was upsetting for me and everything. And finally, it's like bedtime. It's late. It's 2 a.m. and I'm exhausted. So I like go into bed. I'm literally about to step into bed, and I step in a pile of puked up rice right by my bed. Ugh. And then when I turned the light on to like clean it up, Laura noticed that there was a pile of poop on her side. So, and during this time, the internet went down.
Should have had your.
Tom,
this is your worst.
I know,
nightmare.
And I couldn't fix it. And eventually, that's why I was up so late. And eventually, I was like, "Oh, forget it. I'm just."
Wait, why did you need the internet at 2:00 in the morning?
Because I needed it at like 1:00 in the morning. And I spent another hour up, and I didn't need it. But I was like, "Here's what happened, Tim. It was."
You have an entire smart house set up, and you couldn't even turn on a light.
Well, that's part of it. I couldn't turn off the lights. Everything was on, just blaring. No. I went into like try and fix things in the old router. You go to the old admin page, you type in admin and your password admin, and I was tired. And
was that a joke? Was that like a programmer joke?
Well, that's just usually the default it's set to now. Yeah. Not so much nowadays. Nowadays they've learned, But yeah, I'm like trying to get this fixed. I'm going through and clicking things, and I realized I've like clicked through like 3 warning boxes. Like, yeah, fine, go ahead, do it. Like not reading them and not realizing what I'm doing is turning off the Wi-Fi in the router. And then realizing like, oh, I don't have a computer with an Ethernet plug anymore. Well, how the hell am I going to fix this? And that's why I went to bed. And then I woke up.
Admitted defeat.
Yeah, I admitted defeat. And then I woke up this morning to Laura like dressed and like, hey, the internet's not working, so I have to go into the office to work today. And I'm like, oh, shit. No, it wasn't working, and I turned off the Wi-Fi. All right, don't give me like 10 minutes to try and fix this. And luckily I was able to fix it. But yeah, it was a rough night, Tim. Rough night, rough morning.
I was able to fix the Wi-Fi, but I wound up puking up a bunch of rice.
Maybe I wasn't clear in the story, Tim. I'm not the one who puked up the rice. That was Ginger.
Laura's puking up rice now?
No, she's pretty good at keeping rice down.
Yeah. Hey, that's why you're gonna make her your wife.
Exactly.
That'll come in handy at the ceremony, Tom, when you're leaving the church.
Yeah,
she could keep her mouth open.
Free rice. Hey, don't swallow that. We're gonna take that home and boil it so we can all eat it. Tim. Well, speaking of food, Tim.
Yeah.
This week we're talking about
King of the Transition.
This week we're talking about a popular food. This was suggested by, do you have the name anywhere near you?
Do I have a what?
The name of the person who suggested this when we went through everything last week. Literally last week we did the gauntlet. We went through a list of proposed ideas sent to us by our patrons, our lovely, lovely patrons. And you kept an A list, a B list, and a going to hell list. But just of the topics, I'm assuming, not of who actually suggested the topic.
Not of the people.
Right.
Although I did when it came to going to hell, though.
Yeah, then you kept a list of the person's name.
Yeah,
just so you can make sure when you get down there.
Yeah, this was suggested by Anthony Beer. What a cool last name.
Oh, yeah. Neat.
Hey, Tony Bruschi.
Well, thanks, Anthony. This is one of those topics I'm kind of shocked we haven't talked about before.
Have we?
I checked before, and we haven't.
All right.
Also, those
Pop-Tarts.
Those scoundrels at Wikipedia, Tim, I don't know. Something happened, and the link of episodes is not linked where it was before. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I thought it was gone for a minute. I was like, well, that's going to be it. Because we don't have a list.
No, Yeah, if they take down the Wikipedia page of our episodes, we're just going to have to end the podcast.
Yeah, because we'll never know if we'll wind up, especially at this point, like we're both in our 40s, we'll start doing the same topic every like week or two, and it will just start getting very sad very quickly as people realize that we can't remember anything that's happened more than 3 days ago. I don't know what you think,
like people in their 40s are normally like.
I don't know what they're normally like, but I know me and you can't remember shit.
Pop-Tarts is a brand of toaster pastries produced and distributed by Kellanova.
Who?
Formerly Kellogg's.
Now they're Kellanova?
Since 1964. Yeah.
They
consisting
merged
of
with...
a sweet filling. Sealed inside 2 layers of thin rectangular pastry crust. Most varieties nowadays are also frosted.
I forgot we were doing the podcast for a second. I was about to say, why are you telling me? I know this. I know what a Pop-Tart is, you idiot. Kellanova. Did they combine with Nova?
They must have.
You know what? It's a company.
Why would they
what? Change their name to that?
Yeah.
I look, Tim, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why. I'm looking.
Well, you had
what?
You had a theory. You said probably.
Oh, probably they combine with a company called Nova, and they want to. I feel like this happens a lot nowadays, where companies merge, and it's, I guess, more of like an equal merging, where they want to keep both companies' names. Because guess what company I came across the other day that I didn't know was a company now?
What's a company now?
Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
That's the name of the company.
What a weird marriage that is.
Keurig Dr. Pepper. And that's the kind of thing where...
But wouldn't that be cool? A Dr. Pepper flavored coffee?
Tim, I know the Keurig people tried to make like a soda Keurig at one point that I think was like a flop. Not
kind of like a Soda Stream.
I guess it had to have been, but it was like a Keurig where I think there were like pods and single use things, because like a Soda Stream, you're essentially just making seltzer and then putting a little bit of concentrated flavoring in to flavor it. But this was like a cold Keurig, so it could make like iced coffee, iced tea, and it could make different types of soda. But Tim, this company, they've got Nantucket Nectars, they've got Mott's, and not just the applesauce, not just the apple juice, Tim, also the applesauce. They have Margaritaville Margarita Mix, A&W.
Oh, wow. Buffett's involved here. Yeah, okay. A&W, now, does that include the stores as well?
That's a good
restaurants?
That's a good question, Tim.
Or just the root beer?
I think it might be just the root beer. Because this is just under, I'm looking at their brands are separated into ready to drink, ready to brew, and ready to eat. And ready to eat is just, ready to eat is literally just fucking Mott's applesauce. That's the only food they make.
You know what? Say what you will about Mott's applesauce. Every time I've encountered it, it's been ready to eat.
That's true.
To eat it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just taking for granted the modern conveniences when applesauce used to not be ready to eat. It used to be you buy applesauce at the store, you'd open it up, it was just fucking apples in there and a hammer.
Yeah,
but they own.
I'm not ready for this. This isn't ready for me to eat.
They own Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, Crush, Sundrop, Canada Dry, Sunkissed, Squirt, Clamato. Clamato juice is Mott's Clamato, which makes that even more disgusting.
Clamato, yeah.
Because now it's like, now I'm thinking of clams, tomato, and apple juice. Delicious. Oh, Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, it's also making the apple juice and applesauce seem suspect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, are these being made in the same facility? Inquiring minds want to know. Big Red, not the gum, the drink, and Snapple, Yoo-Hoo, RC, Cola. Yeah, not a bad little company here, Tim. So how much can I put you down for as an investment?
Tom, I will not be investing in Kellanova. I'll tell you this much, Tom.
Okay.
I think it's beginning in June 2022, all the executives there, when someone gets bit by a bug and it makes them go crazy?
Wait, what? Are you half remembering Spider-Man? What do you mean when somebody gets bit by a bug and they go crazy?
I don't know. When somebody just starts to act erratic and then years later they find out it's it's because they
by a bug. No, that's not.
Or they ate an expired thing and it turns out a bacteria went into their brain and made them go crazy. I think that happened to these Kellogg's executives.
All right. Well, you know about the whole Kellogg's being it was a sex thing at first.
Well, it's the opposite of that.
It was to keep you from jerking off. You'd eat.
They were very
Kellogg's,
puritanical,
Raisin Bran or whatever.
Yeah, but fast forward to 2022,
and they're encouraging people to masturbate.
They were going to have 3 divisions: cereal, snacks, and plant-based food.
Okay.
They just went all into plant-based.
All right.
I think they might own Morningstar. That might be the reason.
Most cereals and snacks plant-based already?
Yeah, I think they mean fake meat.
Yeah,
right?
but they're using that term all over the place lately. I saw some beer recently, and it was our beer's plant-based. It's every beer's plant except for something disgusting.
It's when they put gluten-free on a
something that's already
sack of apples.
Free.
It's I know these apples are gluten-free. The successor company is known as Global Snacking Co.
All right.
That's fun. But anyway, they then decided they're not going to do all that, and then they just changed their name to Kellanova. And then they changed their ticker symbol on the stock exchange from K.
Yeah. A great...
Oh, wait, no.
No.
Wait, never mind.
They kept the K. You got to keep the K. Come on.
It remains K.
Okay.
It remains K.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to get rid of a one-letter ticker symbol? Were you nuts? Only 26 people have those.
I know. 26 company. It's when I had the Twitter handle at R.
Did you?
No. But I could have sold it for some big bucks. Yeah. I think about it every day of my life.
Every day?
Or I could have had it stolen, but every day. I should have gotten on there in 2007.
Were you in the middle of signing up and you had, the name was available and you had it and you were like,
No, I think
trouble.
just in retrospect, I think it would have been a good idea if I had learned about Twitter earlier. I think by the time I first heard about Twitter, those had all been scooped up anyway.
Yeah, probably. Probably the first 26 people on there scooped all those up.
Yeah.
So you were saying, Kellanova, it's called Kellanova just because they needed to come up with a new name and they wanted the Kellogg. Just call it Kellogg's. People know what Kellogg's is.
Just call it Kellogg's. It's a trusted brand. Something must have happened.
Or call it Kellogg's Nova. No, I mean, it's all these conglomerates have the dumbest names. And even the ones that aren't the stupid combinations are things like Yum Foods. Or it sounds like...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Kellogg, the WK Kellogg Company, is now just cereal.
Oh, okay.
Everything else, Kellanova is Pop-Tarts, Pringles... other stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Just the most processed snacks you could possibly imagine.
Yeah. This is all a gambit for a billionaire to make $6 billion more dollars in ways that we don't understand.
Yeah.
We're like, Kellanova, that sounds dumb, and this guy's laughing all over
and it's
bank.
I'll tell you what, changing the name to Kellanova allowed me to lay off 20,000 people. and just send their paychecks directly to me.
Yeah.
So
he's got to sign them all though every 2 weeks. It's a cramp in his hand.
That's
a full-time job in and of itself. Be careful what you wish for, Tom.
The Faustian bargain he's made.
Yeah.
And now he wishes himself death every day, but it won't come.
Speaking of, Tom,
yeah.
I know they asked us not to get political on this podcast.
Who asked us?
I just got to, a lot of people. The alert just came through on my phone. Henry Kissinger is finally dead.
Whoa, really?
Breaking news, which will not be breaking news 6 days from now when this podcast comes out. But it's about goddamn time.
Did they know who killed him?
Self-inflicted.
Wow. All right. Wow. Well, yeah, it had to have happened sooner or later. What was he, 199?
100.
100.
Motherfucker lived to 100.
Yeah, that sucks that he made it to 100. Like, if it was 99 at least, they'd be like, you didn't make it.
Yeah. The way that you were all laughing at Betty White when she didn't make it.
Right. Yeah.
You were like, with just 3 days to go. The Grim Reaper.
I guess your whole life wasn't worth it. Yeah. Well, R.I.P. Henry Kissinger. Henry, he's the...
This Pop-Tarts episode of The Complete Guide to Everything is now dedicated to the memory of Henry Kissinger.
He's the one who taught me it was okay to be weird.
He was weird. I mean,
he was
weird.
He was like legitimately weird, where it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Like
weird was the least of it. Our problem with him wasn't that he was weird, but he was a weird guy.
But it's like, somebody like David Bowie. It's like David Bowie wasn't weird. He was an entertainer. Fucking Henry Kissinger was weird.
Yeah. He was a bit of an entertainer, too. He'd like go on talk shows and I don't know. Right?
Yeah,
like,
he hosted Ben Stein's Money
like,
for a long time.
He's got a boring. Pop-Tarts, Tom. You a Pop-Tarts fan?
I am a Can we start?
Oh, it doesn't sound like
Can we start the episode over, please?
Honestly, we probably should.
I am a Pop-Tarts fan, Tim. Not a huge one. Not like a. I'll tell you what kind of Pop-Tarts fan I am. I'm the type of Pop-Tarts fan that if I'm in the supermarket and Pop-Tarts are on sale, I'll grab some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week when we talked about Pop-Tarts at length on this very show. Yeah, I mean, I bought a box of Pop-Tarts, Tom.
Oh yeah.
At the grocery store tonight, just before we started recording this.
Helping to fund the Kellanova machine.
Eight tarts come in this box, Tom.
8 tarts.
What do you think I paid for it?
4 packs of 2. What do I think you paid for it? $4.99.
Oh, you're dead wrong, Tom. $3.99.
$3.99. Okay. That's
50 cents a tart. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's not a bad price. Sometimes the Pop-Tarts at my store, they're $2.99 for an 8-pack. Can you believe that?
Wow. No, I can't believe
I mean,
that.
and that's why, Tim, I say, well, at that price, I can't refuse.
Can't afford it.
I got to grab a pack. But yeah, I am a Pop-Tarts fan. I believe we talked about what flavors we each like. Well, we'll get into like flavor stuff later. Can I see the Pop-Tarts you got?
Yeah, Tom, I got this box. It's a limited edition.
What?
Throwback
Oh, you showed me this before, Tim, and I thought you bought generic store brand Pop-Tarts.
No, this is legit Kellanova brand.
Okay, yeah, look at that. Frosted Strawberry Pop-Tarts, limited edition, throwback pack. Based, does it say based in the USA, not made in the USA?
Baked in the USA.
Baked in the USA.
Hey, that's what you say every night.
Hey,
baked in the USA, bro.
Yeah, man.
Look at this. Look. Even the side is like throwbacky to like the 60s.
Yeah. Tim's showing me the back. It says Pop-Tarts fully baked and ready to eat, or heat, or freeze, or stack. And then it's got instructions and like some like kind of bad photography. But like, you know what?
That's just
bad photography that I feel like is more representative of the product, though. That's what Pop-Tarts look like, as opposed to sometimes the the marketing images. They look a little too perfect. You never get whatever machine they've got putting that frosting on. It's not always doing a great job.
No, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's the human touch we all like. So you see this, Tom? They're frosted. There's a picture of the frosted.
Yeah,
there.
It's frosted.
You'll
strawberry.
see the speckles. Mm-hmm. The speckles on there.
Yeah,
are kind of few and far between.
Is that looks like fewer speckles than we have nowadays? Now that the technology is caught up.
I think it was. Yeah, so we got like speckles of sparkly sugar in there. But then you open up the thing, and it's just a normal Pop-Tart. There's a lot of speckles of sugar in it.
Wow.
So it's just the picture, which is weird. On the front of the box, there's not a lot of fun sparkly sugar on this, and then you open it up, and it's like, just kidding, there is a lot of fun. I think they just put the regular strawberry Pop-Tarts. That I think the only thing throwbacky about this, much to my chagrin,
is just the box.
Is the picture on the box? Yeah.
Yeah, because like when the sodas do throwback, although I feel like there's like a throwback Pepsi out there right now that isn't like a real sugar type thing. It's just throwback packaging.
Tom, at the end of the day, the depressing thing is with Kellanova, be it Keurig, Dr. Pepper, it's all marketing, Tom. Yeah. It all comes down to marketing.
Do you like the throwback packaging when they do that? I liked...
yeah, I do. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah, like a few years ago, I remember they did that for Doritos, and it was like, oh yeah, look at these old Doritos. Huh. I guess we're all getting older.
It's like, hey, I remember when I was but a wee child. Henry Kissinger was only 86 years old.
And he loved these. And unfortunately, he couldn't. The newer Doritos were too spicy for him. They would have killed him years ago if he had tried them.
If he was killed by a spicy Dorito.
I mean, we don't know the details.
I only got the push notification.
And they make some.
Yeah.
Do you feel this? Some of these spicy foods nowadays, like I always used to feel safe buying something that was like mass produced and said it was spicy. Like, it's not going to be that spicy. They got to make it for everybody. But nowadays, I feel like all bets are off. Sometimes you buy something and you go, spicy could this be? And it's very spicy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It can burn you. Just ask Henry Kissinger.
Tim, I just wish Henry Kissinger was alive to listen to this right now. I think he'd agree with a lot of it. All right, Tim. Pop-Tarts. I'm looking at some information about Pop-Tarts. They were first introduced in 1964. What?
Right. At the World's Fair?
Presumably.
That would be a hell of a debut, right? Anything that came out in 1964, they should have just had at the World's Fair.
I think if they had to do it again, maybe they would. Back
to the Future 4 should be about.
They were invented as a quick and easy breakfast option that didn't require refrigeration. And they were partially inspired by the space race. Kellogg's uses methods similar to that used by NASA to create long-lasting, non-perishable foods for astronauts.
Like astronaut ice cream. This is practically astronaut ice cream. And look at this cool foil wrapper it comes in.
I mean, it's not a million miles off, I feel like. Right?
Yeah. It's all just fucking sugar.
Yeah, it's sugar and carcinogenic preservatives, probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, then the nice little foil wrapping, which now I'm realizing, Tim, I'm missing out because here, I'll show you what I got. I got Pop-Tarts Bites to have tonight.
Ooh, confetti
cake flavored, frosted confetti cake. I don't think I've had Pop-Tarts bites before, but they come in like a little bag, like Teddy Grahams, kind of. And but it's not it is nice. I mean, that's a little futuristic. It's got a rip in it already, so you can rip it open real easy. But
yeah, that's just as Philip K. Dick predicted.
but
fantastical stories of the future. Tom, I will say, here's why the bites are disappointing, and I don't mean to yuck your yum over there, but around the perimeter, you're always going to need some level of just the pastry without the filling in it to seal it. And the ratio is all wrong because I feel like the perimeter has the same amount as on a big Pop-Tart, but you only get like 1/8 of the filling or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're weird. Here, I'm showing it to you right now.
Are we recording video? Could this be a vodcast?
I don't know how that works. I don't know if this could be a I don't know. I don't think me showing you a mini Pop-Tart is enough reason to make this a vodcast, Tim.
Well, I showed you the throwback the box earlier.
Yeah. Well, all right. Between the two, maybe we can make a webisode or a mobisode.
Okay, a mobisode. Yeah, man, let's compromise.
But you can see, like, it's not shaped like a Pop-Tart, really. It's shaped almost like, I don't know, like a ravioli kind of without the other parts. Without the
ravioli without the other parts.
The parts that are like
really painting a picture. This now, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it has to be
that poor. It needs to be a mobisode or a vodcast at the least.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put out an electronic press kit with photos of the mini Pop-Tarts or the Pop-Tart bites, so you can get a closer look.
Oh no, you know what? We'll drop a photo in. Just look at your iPod right now. If you're watching if you're listening on an iPod video, it's an enhanced podcast.
Yeah,
is that what that used to be called?
What, an enhanced podcast?
Yeah, remember back in the day? That's how we originally got featured on Apple. No, remember, like, you could choose a point and drop a picture in?
You can still do that.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I'm not going to look into how to do that nowadays. Actually, too inside baseball, but I don't think it would work anymore.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why later. It's not like a racist conspiracy theory or something that I have.
That's usually what I'll tell you later.
That's not why I'm going to tell you offline. Well, I'll tell you who's stopping us from doing it, Tim. But let me critique these Pop-Tart bites here for a second, if we can get off track. I mean, I guess it's not off track. The whole thing's about Pop-Tarts, right?
It's more on track than we've been for the last 45 minutes, Tom.
I mean, these Pop-Tart bites, frosted confetti cake. I don't know if somebody has the rights to birthday cake, because that's certainly what. Look,
probably those freaking old school marms that held Happy Birthday, the song.
They finally decided Happy Birthday was in the public domain, but they were like, but you can't say birthday cake. You're gonna have to say frosted confetti cake. But there's a picture right on it. It looks like funfetti birthday cake, which is probably my favorite kind of cake, I think. Like a nice funfetti cake with funfetti icing.
What about Black Forest?
Look, that's nice, but if you put the two of them side, what I'm saying is I understand that other cakes are better and nicer, but if you put like a well-made funfetti cake next to any other type of cake and told me I can only have one, I'll eat the funfetti cake.
What about? Sorry, I'm eating a
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart. What about a ice cream cake with little chocolate crunchies in them, though?
I should have specified unless it was ice cream cake. It would depend on my mood. You might have me there, Tim. I might pick that sometimes.
I think it would come down to the same either the funfetti or the ice cream cake with the little crunchies in it.
Yeah,
but like it would be mood based.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we did it.
But my critique for this frosted funfetti cake was going to be, and maybe this isn't a critique, maybe this is a feature, but the frosting on the inside, I think, is the same as the frosting on the outside.
Oh no, that's ridiculous, Tom.
Right? I mean that feels not illegal.
That's a critique. That's not a no. That is, you should be able to sue.
But at the same time, there's so little frosting compared to a regular Pop-Tart that maybe it is good that both are the same. Because there's really not a lot of frosting inside here. That's the disappointing thing for me.
I think you should just throw those in the trash. Be honest with yourself.
I'll eat them. But I'm just saying, I think, I don't think maybe I'll get them again. I think I'd go with a regular Pop-Tart. They do taste like Pop-Tarts, but I don't know why you would want it this way. But hey, look at, I'm the idiot that bought them. How many did you get? You got four packs of 2?
Yeah.
In this case, I got 5 packs of pouches. It doesn't say how many's in each pouch. I'm going to guess.
They do it by weight.
8. I'm going to guess about 8 are in each pouch. 8 little guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have compared the weight.
Yeah, but they're little and bad.
Do you ever compare the weight of products before you buy them?
No, I feel like I feel like that's the to fight shrinkflation, right?
Yeah.
They tell you to look at the unit costs and everything, right? But now the grocery stores are being shady about that also.
Oh, are they?
You're never comparing apples to apples unless it's literally you're trying to
compare
choose
apples
between 2 different varieties of apples at the grocery store. Tom.
Yeah.
All right. So we all agree that Pop-Tarts, we all agree they started out.
I'm making disgusting sounds over here. I apologize.
You really are. Just back away. I'll talk for a second. We all agree that Pop-Tarts launched without a frosted option, and it was 1964. That's not the part we all agree on. We all agree they didn't come into their own until they started frosting them, right? They sell non-frosted Pop-Tarts right now, but if you buy them, they should put you in a home. They should wheel you right into the loony bin, right?
Yeah, they sell, but I feel like less and less. Like maybe if you go to a big supermarket that has like a ton. I have like, I would say, a medium-sized supermarket near me, grocery store, and they did not have any variety that was unfrosted. They maybe had like 5 different types, and none of them were unfrosted.
Tom, I went to a big suburban supermarket earlier this evening, and there was essentially not quite an end cap. It was right like in the aisle, but at the end of all Pop-Tarts.
So an end cap?
No, the end cap faces out
in an aisle, but at the end.
into the neutral territory that no aisle encompasses. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it wasn't at the end.
Uh-huh.
It was at the end. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I
do actually understand. I'll quit being a wiseacre.
Yeah, come on, we don't have time for this. And there was a bunch of varieties of different flavors, all frosted.
Okay.
There was this one section of just this one flavor throwback, which I immediately went to.
Right.
And then there was one box of unfrosted out of probably, I don't know, 100 boxes of Pop-Tarts.
Wow. And it was probably like old and expired.
Yeah.
It's probably from the 80s. Do you remember what flavor it was?
I think it might have been strawberry.
Oh, okay.
I think strawberry is the default.
Yeah, right. It seems, because I looked at like a few lists today of like the best flavors of Pop-Tarts. And it seemed like everyone that I saw that wasn't like a joke was like, yeah, frosted strawberry is by far the best one. That's the default one. That's what you associate with Pop-Tarts. Other ones are good, but this frosted strawberries go in the long haul. You know?
I can't disagree.
Am I getting too worked up about it? Is
You're sweating. You're making disturbing noises.
I'm a little upset because that was the other Pop-Tarts Bites flavor they had with strawberry frosted. And I'm regretting buying these birthday cake ones.
You know what? I'm sorry, but the Bites, you're never going to be happy with the Bites. They're not
it's probably true. I'd be eating the strawberry ones and I'd be wishing I just got regular strawberry Pop-Tarts. Yeah. Have you ever had like the non-Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, like generic Pop-Tarts, like Kroger brand Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, I bet I have, and I bet they were fine.
I feel like
Pop-Tarts aren't that great.
I feel like those more often than not are unfrosted.
Right.
That I don't know, but that they don't have the technology to frost it.
Yeah, they couldn't figure it out.
And they figure, look, we're going after price-conscious shoppers who probably aren't even going to notice. They're never going to buy this again. It's garbage, but we'll get them this one time.
Right. And it worked on me at least once, I guess.
I'm looking at the...
Tom, have you ever had the opposite? A Pillsbury Toaster Strudel?
Yeah, of course. It's not the opposite. How is it the opposite?
It's the opposite of the store brand. It's an elevated version.
Oh, yeah.
Of the Pop-Tart.
Tim, when
you know
I
what?
was...
You jumped down my throat for no reason there, Tom.
When I was probably...
I think you should apologize.
I'll never apologize on this show. They have to apologize as the day this show ends. Tim, I think when I was like, I don't know, like 12, 13, like I ate toaster strudels every morning for breakfast. You
weren't too lazy to frost them yourself.
No, not at all. Because guess what? Once you were done frosting it yourself, then you could suck on the little plastic thing of frosting and have a little taste of frosting.
Yeah, it never went quite how I wanted it to go.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you
mean. You get a little thing on the commercial, like you can just like very, very neatly do it. But like you're squeezing it out, you're squeezing the frosting out of this like little plastic tube. I don't know.
It's not even a tube. It's like a little. I don't even know how to describe it.
Bag,
it's like this
kind of.
Yeah, it's like the same plastic that like Ziploc bags are made out of, kind of. Yeah. And you just rip
so
a
it never
part
comes
of it
out
to
cleanly.
open it.
Yeah. And so, like, you never get the perfect kind of Z shape that you want on there for Zorro.
Yeah.
I was always trying to make mine into a Zorro situation.
Oh, I did.
And also,
I was big on,
I never let
like,
it cool for long enough.
Oh, yeah. Well, how could you?
So as soon as the frosting hit it, it would start to melt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of wasn't bad. The melted frosting was pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toaster strudels, Pillsbury Toaster Strudels. These guys came out. This was like, Sega versus Nintendo, where they're like, we got to go after the incumbent. We're not going to pull any punches. All our commercials are going to be like, hey, are you eating Pop-Tarts? Were you a moron? Eat a toaster strudel. It's so much better. Right. And honestly, they were right. It's a strudel that sits in your freezer until you're ready to eat it. You put it in a toaster oven. It makes it nice and flaky. And then you put the nice icing on. Better icing. 1,000 times better icing.
1,000 times better icing. But, we're a couple of hoity-toity toys over here.
I mean, it took a lot more preparation. It was, really a different product. I think they both still have their place, but they definitely taste better, the toaster strudels.
Yeah.
I was reading somewhere.
The people at Kelcorp or whatever, Kellanova, they're shitting their pants right now. Like, oh my God, there's a
they're shitting their pants. Somebody came out with a competitor 30 years ago, and they're just learning about it. I just went to the freezer aisle for the first time ever, and what the hell are these things? They're making us look like fools.
They turned on this episode thinking we're going to move some units of their product.
And here we are promoting another product. That's the kind of thing that I'm honestly surprised. That's the kind of product that a company puts out, Pillsbury Toaster Strudels. They go after the incumbent, and like 6 to 12 months later, the incumbent comes out with their version of that. And I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah.
Like a Pop-Tarts Pro or Pop-Tarts Premium, Pop-Tarts Plus, something like that. Hot
move, Kellogg's.
Hot tarts. That's what I'd call them.
Tom, I have a programming note for you right now. A question.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Can you see me like moving around on your screen?
What do you mean? Can I see you moving around?
Am I coming through? Everything on my screen is completely frozen.
Oh yeah, no, you're moving like a normal person on my screen right now.
Okay, well I think I screwed something up over here. I opened all the windows that I could, all the stats and everything.
Why'd you open all the windows that you could? Don't open all the windows that you can.
Because here's what it told me. It said my connection was unstable. And it said, "Do you want to stop incoming video?" I said, "Sure." Right. And that stabilized the connection, but then I couldn't see anymore. So I was like, let me see if I could get Tom back on. So I clicked on a bunch of stuff. I got local stats. I got your stats. I got this participants thing. And now everything's just frozen. But I can hear you.
All right. Well, Tim, they say a good podcast as long as you can hear the other person and see all their stats. That's really all that matters.
The stats are all frozen, though.
Yeah. Tim, I'm looking at your available bit rate here, and yeah, my God, it's all over the map.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a little stinker.
Apparently, the frosting that they use for Pop-Tarts is, I guess this makes sense. It's like specially made to be able to withstand, the heat of a toaster.
The direct heat of a heating element of a toaster?
Yeah, because if you think about it, like we were just talking about the toaster strudels, like, yeah, even just putting those on a warm strudel melts it. So these Pop-Tarts people, they'd be ruining toaster ovens left and right if that wasn't able to withstand it.
Look, you're going to make fun of me for what I'm about to say.
All right.
But if you think about it, you're gonna know that I'm right. So don't jump down my throat immediately. All right?
Look, I'm all right, go ahead.
You don't realize it, but toasters get really hot.
What do you mean you don't realize it?
You don't think about it, how hot a toaster gets.
Yeah, you do. Tim, you make generalizations about people sometimes that reveal more about you than anything else. Nobody else is out there going, oh, yeah, he's right. You don't realize how hot
I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are, because here's what you do. You preheat an oven to 350 degrees in the summertime, and you're like, it's making my whole goddamn apartment hotter.
Right. Oh, yeah, right? Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You put in a Pop-Tart in a toaster, you put that down, that's not heating up your whole apartment.
So you don't think it's hot?
It's getting really hot. It's getting maybe as hot or hotter than the oven, but you just don't think about it as much.
Tim, I don't know what to say to that. Do you not understand that? Like,
just concede that I'm correct.
It takes more space to get or the more space something takes up, the longer it takes for it to get hot?
I'm not. When did I say that the length of time had anything to do with this?
Because you don't understand how a toaster gets hot. And I think it's because
I think a toaster I know. We all know a toaster gets hot, Tom. How would it toast things? What I'm saying is it's not something we often think about.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree, but I'm saying I get that. I get why it took him so long to.
I think I prefaced it wrong. I think you would have agreed with me if I didn't have that whole wind up to it.
No, I don't. I think it still would have turned to. Do you not?
I think you would have said, Tim, interesting observation.
I didn't notice just how hot a toaster gets.
How hot do you think it gets in a toaster?
400 degrees? I'm going to guess.
What if... All right, well, you keep talking. I'll look it up.
Toasters are kind of crazy. Like a real toaster, like a pop-up toaster. Mm-hmm. Because, like, kind of all it's doing is just... I don't know, using a... I'm not going to be able to say anything that's going to in any way make me seem smarter than you. Because I was about to say, the crazy thing about a toaster is, like, I guess it's just using electricity to get hot.
Yeah.
But if you look at, like, how a toaster is, if you take one apart, it's kind of not doing anything that you couldn't do yourself by just sticking, two ends of a wire into a socket. It's just kind of a fancy version of that.
Yeah, but it controls it.
To an extent. Yeah, I guess it does. It stops it from getting too hot, but...
Tom, all right. The toaster...
Yeah.
Will get up to 450 degrees.
Okay.
However...
don't I deserve a little credit for being pretty spot on there with how hot a toaster can get?
Yeah, I think so. However, the coils inside the toaster get to be over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's insane that they sell that technology to consumers.
See, Tom, you don't think about it. You don't realize how hot a toaster gets.
Tim,
1,000 degrees.
I take
Tom.
it back. I didn't realize that a toaster gets to 1,000 degrees. That is pretty freaking hot. How hot is a fire? Do they know?
Let me Google that.
Or, when they put in a thermometer to try and figure, it's like, thermometer melted again.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just never know how hot a fire is.
How hot is fire?
While you're looking that up, I will say that I'm kind of surprised. So Pop-Tarts came out in 1964. Frosted Pop-Tarts came out in 1967. That's pretty quick to get to that kind of a technological marvel.
I think it
3 years to come up with, because think about how like 60s, like how
See, I'm
safe.
frosting everything. Everything I invent, I try frosting it immediately.
But I'm saying
years.
like, think about like 1960s, appliances. Like, I'm sure if anything like vaguely wet got in there, it would just burn your house down.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like houses burn down weekly.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they do now too.
Tim, I would think the houses probably even burn down every day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a real shame too. I'm against it.
Can we go through some of the flavors they currently have available?
Yeah, let's do that. You're going to take out all that arguing about the toasters and whatnot?
Yeah, that's all going to come out.
All right.
I'll give these people at Kellanova some credit because I'm on Pop-Tarts.com looking at their Pop-Tarts, and they actually list like user ratings for some of these flavors, for all these flavors.
Oh, wow.
And some of them, they're not so great.
Are there critical ones? Yeah.
So under new, they have 3 current new quote unquote flavors: Apple Jacks frosted apple cinnamon flavor Pop-Tarts, and those only have a 4.
We all know that Apple Jacks don't even taste like apples.
Right. And this only has a 4.0 rating, which I think is, I'm saying that they're brave for putting their ratings on here, but I don't see anything below a 4. So I think they were like, we'll put the ratings on there, but we'll put a hard limit on anything below a 4 showing up. So I'm looking at this and thinking like, man, if I see a Pop-Tart that's like 1.3, it was filled with glass.
If you're looking, it's going to be a very niche product, but sometimes most people's complaints would be like, I didn't want to eat glass.
Right.
1 star or 0 stars.
And they should be allowed to do that.
Looking for glass. Yeah, exactly. But somebody might be like, oh, I'm looking for a Pop-Tart to eat glass. Then they won't even, that won't faze them. They understand, hey, I go against the grain. A lot of people won't like this.
And probably like going against the grain is similar to eating glass. You get a lot of splinters doing it that way.
You ever see a guy eat a light bulb?
Yeah, I've seen a guy eat a light bulb, not in person.
Oh, I have in person.
Oh, wow.
I went to a magic show once. A guy came right up to us and ate a light bulb right in front of our. He took it and we're like.
So Apple Jacks, Pop-Tarts, which I think I did get. And I didn't think
like
were bad. It tastes like Apple Jacks. And that's the thing, like something like that where it's an artificial flavor to begin with, you should be able to nail it with another artificial flavor product.
Yeah.
The next one, frosted banana bread.
Okay.
And then the third one, frosted pumpkin pie.
I don't need that.
Those both have decent reviews, 4.5 and 4.6. And then under favorites, I'll try and kind of run through these a little quick because there's a lot.
Number 1 is the one that I almost bought tonight, Tom.
Oh, Eggo frosted maple flavor Pop-Tarts?
Yeah. An unholy marriage between a Pop-Tart and an Eggo waffle with maple syrup.
Huh. Yeah, and it is interesting because I bet it doesn't really taste like Eggo because you're not looking for like a waffle flavor. You're looking more for the maple syrup flavor, right? Yeah.
I was just afraid that if I took a bite of that, I'd barf it up like rice from a dog.
Second, frosted blueberry Pop-Tarts, 4.7. Those are also very good.
Yeah, classic.
I feel like those are a strong second to the frosted strawberry. Frosted brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts, 4.8. People like those.
I've had those. I bought those first during the lockdown of 2020.
Yeah, and what'd you think of them?
Some dark times. I froze them, and I was a little underwhelmed.
Oh, okay.
People talk about freezing the Pop-Tarts and loving them so much.
Yeah.
But again, I think I talked about this last week. I think I was just depressed.
Frosted. I don't want to put any of this blame on Pop-Tarts. Frosted brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. Those sound like they would be... That's not a good freezer one. I think that's a good toaster oven one.
Yeah, I preferred it in the toaster.
Yeah, you want like warm cinnamon flavors.
Yeah.
Frosted cherry
I didn't know what I
Pop-Tarts.
wanted at the time. I just wanted my loved ones to be okay. You know what I mean?
Frosted cherry Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are good. Frosted chocolate chip Pop-Tarts. I don't believe I've ever had that, but hey, it sounds good. Frosted chocolate fudge.
The chocolate chips would just turn into chocolate. Chocolate fudge, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this next one I almost bought tonight. This was my number 3. This was in the 3 spot.
Frosted confetti cupcake Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, pretty much a funfetti situation there.
Yeah, the same thing I got. I got confetti cake. These are confetti cupcake. But they look pretty similar. Actually, these look a little better, but 4.1, so not very popular. Frosted cookie. Tim, are you looking at the same website I am where it says frosted cookies
Pop-Tarts.com?
and creme?
Yeah.
With a little accent over the first E.
Instead of just writing cream.
Well, and also it's not spelled cream. It's C-R-E with a little apostrophe.
Yeah, what's the difference between creme and cream?
I don't know. And I don't trust the Pop-Tarts people if they're not being upfront.
I think they're trying to elevate it, Tom.
I think that's what they're trying to project, but I think it's probably like you can't say cream if there's no milk product in something. I think that's probably more likely. But I've had those and they are very good. They kind of taste like an Oreo. They're nice.
Masterclass.com will tell me. Cream and creme are both words used to describe dairy products made by extracting butterfat from cow's milk. Cream is the English word used for a wide array of English and North American dairy products, while creme is a French word you'll often see. Well, it's just French versus English.
Yeah, so like Pop-Tarts, you can't be like, we're going to put some random French in our flavors to elevate them. That'll fool everyone. Fool the foodies. The next one's frosted grape. I've never had it, but that looks pretty good.
Yeah, okay. I like grapes.
Yeah. I like grape
I got
flavored
toddlers
candy.
So we're not allowed to have grapes around the
see.
house.
You're not even allowed to have them and peel them and blindfold somebody and put their hand in the bowl of grapes and say it's a bowl of eyeballs.
Well, we can do that.
You can do that with your son and then go, don't eat it though. Frosted hot fudge sundae, never had, but it looks pretty good. Frosted raspberry, I've had that. Decent, but that you get that if they don't have the strawberry or blueberry.
Yeah, I mean all the berries. I'm gonna be honest. The differences are nominal.
Frosted strawberry we talked about. These last two are good ones. Frosted s'mores. That's a top tier Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
And frosted wildlicious wild berry Pop-Tarts, which have like pink and blue frosting.
Right. That's a little too wild for me, Tom.
Oh, I miss. There's also Snickerdoodle Pop-Tarts, which I have not seen, but hey, I'd try those. That sounds pretty good. I like Snickerdoodle cookies.
What is that? Got cinnamon in it or something?
Yeah, like cinnamon and I don't know.
You know what I've been doing, Tom?
Sugar. What?
I've been going to Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin'.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
In Massachusetts, after all. Every day.
Presumably, there's one
week.
in the home you're in right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's right behind this door over here. It's right behind the Larry Bird picture. I just opened it up. And
every Massachusetts resident knows.
I've been getting a peppermint mocha latte every day.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, I think it's like 3,000 calories, but
well, good. Then you're set for the day.
I mean, it's yeah. All I've had today was that and these Pop-Tarts you saw me eat.
A lot of doctors say the best calories are liquid calories.
Yeah.
They can go. Your body can use them faster.
Exactly.
Then they've just got the unfrosted varieties, but then they also have simply frosted harvest strawberry Pop-Tarts, which are healthy Pop-Tarts that are good for you. It looks like.
Right.
They're basically they don't say it's healthy, of course, but no high fructose corn syrup and non-GMO project verified. I'm curious about two things.
Let's not get into the GMO thing.
I'm curious about two things.
We don't need to litigate this on that show.
I'm curious if these are good, of course, but I'm also very curious, especially if they are good, because they have good reviews. They have good ratings here, 4.8. I'm curious if they do something else to it besides just, this is non-GMO and we're using sugar instead of corn syrup. If they know, like, look, we gotta make people feel like when they buy this, they go, oh my God, this is so much better. Because honestly, I don't believe otherwise that if it's just sugar instead of corn syrup and non-GMO instead of GMO, it's going to be that much different, right?
No. Yeah.
So
what is your conspiracy theory here?
No,
I was cleaning up.
I'm kind of wondering if they do something else to it that makes them like a little bit better. That is just kind of like,
right.
These
make it taste better.
Yeah, like these are the best Pop-Tarts you can buy, and you're going to think it's because we're using better ingredients, but really it's like these have a little more filling than they normally do, or like the frosting's a little thicker than it normally is.
Why don't you go post that on 4chan and see what the rest of the tinfoil hat brigade has to say about it?
We prefer to be called incest, Tim. If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com. You can find all our social media links there. You can follow me on social media at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at Your Pal Tim.
And check out our Patreon, patreon.com/complete guide, where a very special thing is happening this month. It's the most Gumpterful time of the year. That's right. It's Gumptember. It is Forrest Gump month on Gumpsember. On Books the Podcast, we are reading Gump & Co., the sequel to Forrest Gump, the book that the movie was based on, which a lot of people don't know exists, but it does, and we're reading it. And you can read along. You don't have to. You can just listen to us talk about it. Patreon.com/complete guide to get all the back episodes of Books the Podcast as well.
Yeah. Hey. And then we're going to go to Bubba Gump for a big shrimp feast.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back to Bubba Gump? Should we talk about this on the other show?
We'll talk about it in the other one, but yeah, I'm not opposed to going back to Bubba Gump.
Okay.
I had a fine time the first time. I mean, nothing to write home about, I think, but
I was sick. I was the same kind of sick I am right now, where it's just like non-COVID, but just want to go to bed.
Right. Do you think that's like an immune system response to bubblegum shrimp? Just the idea of going there makes you tired.
Maybe my body just shuts down. Yeah.
It's like, how do we stop them from doing this? Yeah, no, I'd love to. Tim, I always say my favorite thing to do during Christmas time is go to Times Square.
And we'll bring some more people this time. It'll be great.
Well, last time I remember...
We'll wait longer for a table.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, we had to like wait in a line like at an amusement park ride. Like they had like a snake
and it was just as thrilling. Yeah.
And I made reservations and we still had to go through that.
The indignity.
I'll try and go through my network of top tier influencers, see if I can get us some primo seats at Bubba Gump. Get us to skip the line.
I'd settle for the same table.
Yeah,
it didn't take that long.
It was a nice enough table. We had a nice waitress, and I went home with a cup that I use all the time.
I use it all the time, legitimately. Mine had a light in it.
That implies that I don't use mine legitimately.
Yeah,
I don't care for that.
All right. Tom, any final words on Pop-Tarts?
I don't think so. The only thing I didn't talk about that I have in my notes here is, two things. They weren't designed to be toasted. That came later, which I thought was interesting. And no holes in it so that the filling doesn't come out, which is also a good idea.
I thought there were holes in it.
Yeah, I guess there are, I think.
All right, we'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.